Hello guys. This is going to be a video on the FIFINE AM8 dynamic microphone. First thing I want you guys to know is that this was sent out to me, so I always encourage you to be skeptical of any reviewer, not just me, of any product that was given, discounted review, whatever. You get the point. Though I always encourage you to be skeptical. I think I just said that. I'm dumb as hell. Anyways, I meant be skeptical, but I will do my very best to remain unbiased. Anyways, let's get into the video. I have looked at it a little bit, not too much so, but I do want to give you kind of my opinion on where this belongs, where who would want this, and if it's a good, decent mic. So we're going to do a side-by-side comparison as well. The current microphone I'm using is the Maono microphone, the PD, I think 200W, 300W, I think actually. No, 200W. I actually have a video on that one too. If you guys want to see that, it's already on my channel. But yeah, anyways, so this is the box of the microphone. As you can see, I already have it open right here. It is a cardioid pattern. It also uses XLR and or USB. So you do have two options there. I think with XLR, usually you get higher quality. So yeah, that's an option. Anyways, so besides the box, you obviously get the cable that has USB-C to C, but also has an USB-C to USB-A adapter on it. On the other side, it's already plugged into my PC, so you can't see it right now. But it does that, so that's interesting. That's nice to have if you want that adapter. Besides that, comes with the stand. It comes disassembled. You just put it on really quickly, and yeah. So current impressions on it, where the stand is pretty nice. Though personally, I use a mic arm, and I would prefer that. But hey, if you don't have that, you don't want to. It's a solid stand, and I would be more than happy to use it. It's fine. It's very easy to use. If you want to loosen this or how do you want to change it, it's very simple to use. Anyways, I don't think that's all. I think that's all I really have to say about the mic on its own, like on physically. I guess talking about its build quality, it's kind of whatever. It's very plastic and it's like fine, does the job. The mic stand, obviously, it feels so much better, and it's because it's metal. But then the mic itself is fine, but it's probably that's how you get it lightweight a little bit. But it's plastic. It's not terrible, but it's not particularly high build quality in terms of and it doesn't look high build quality. Though it's fine, as well as there's a mic cover on it, which is pretty nice on it just to have, and you can take it off if you want to see what it looks like on the inside right there. So nothing to comment on. Glad it has it, and it seems pretty okay. Anyways, to the most important part, let's get into the mic quality. Let's get into using it, the mic experience, and yeah, because that's obviously going to be the most important thing when it comes to using a mic. I mean, so let's plug this in USB-C to C. We're gonna switch to this as the sound, so that I can hear myself and I can kind of hear the difference. So this is coming from my Discord, but obviously I have no mic processing on it, so this is kind of how I'm going to listen to it. Anyways, this is the mic you've been hearing, the PD200W, though it does have EQ settings on. So if you turn off it, let me change that really quickly. This is how it sounds with zero EQ settings or zero tuning at all. So now we're going to transition to the FIFINE AM8, and we'll get that impression. Obviously, this is a really unfair comparison, because the PD200 is literally twice the price of it, but it's just to give you some scale. Anyways, this is how the FIFINE AM8 sounds like, very far away from my mic face. It's actually an unfair comparison. This is about how close I would have it if it were my other mic. So this is how I would be represented. You can obviously change the volume too. So if you thought it was too high or peaking too much, you can change that right there, as well as if you're listening to it on like a headset for playback, this would also be there too as well. So with that in mind, you have a few things. You have the RGB settings, which is there. You also have a mute mic button, which is this. So yeah, it's a touch capacitive one, turns green to red. Anyways, let's take a look more about the RGB. Let me switch back to the other mic really quickly. Testing, okay. Let me switch to my EQ setting I'd used so it's clearer. So yeah, let's look at the RGB really quickly, and I think that's not too much more to talk about besides looking more about the testing the mic quality or not like that. So we have basic RGB settings like static settings, as you can see. You know what? Let me actually. The RGB is really nice and looks very clean. I like this rainbow feature personally. I do like white, but if I had a slight preference, it would be the rainbow feature. Everything else though, there's the breathing feature, which I don't personally like because with the breathing feature, it kind of looks a little choppy and stuttery. But that's just me in general. I don't really like breathing features in general when it comes to RGB. But yeah, like I said, I do slightly prefer either prefer white for a clean aesthetic, or just having it as RGB rainbow, which looks just really nice because of the nice diffusion layer, as I was saying before I wasn't muted on my own OBS recording software. Anyways, yeah, so besides for basic features, that's going to be it. We're going to look back more at the mic quality and then kind of discuss the price of this thing. So let's go once more back to this. Hold on. So we're going back to the PD200W. So this is how my high quality mics, this one sounds $100, so double the price, and it also has some EQ tuning done right now. So let's go back to just no EQ settings for now, because in EQ, you can really do that in different things. Like if you want, you can get Audacity. Actually, I'm not sure if Audacity has EQ tuning, but basically you can change it without having a software. So, but the PD200W, PD200W does have it, this one. So the problem, that's why it was muted. Okay, so back to the FIFINE microphone. It doesn't have any software, so you won't be able to change, what's it called, tuning on hand like the PD200W, but you should be able to use something else. Probably not a huge deal, but maybe you don't even want to change it in the first place, because if you're a casual person, you won't even change your mic things anyway, like the EQ settings. In that case, I mean, the AM8 is proving to be decent at its quality for its price point. The AM8 sells for $55 with a 10% discount code right there on the page. So basically around 50 bucks. And yeah, you can get different colors like the white, pink, and black. This one's the white one, as you can see. But yeah, so overall verdict, obviously I don't know super much. Oh, there's also a $2 premium if you want to get the different colors. I just noticed that right now, but very small thing. I should probably have shared my screen as well. Let's go to that. So let's quickly look at this. So yeah, $55, 10% discount right there on the page. And what's it called? And a $2 premium for different colors. Very minor, nothing, yeah. But that's gonna be it if you just want the microphone and you don't want anything else. And so my overall verdict on this is, for brand new, this is pretty good in terms of being a good budget microphone. Obviously, it's not going to be any high quality microphone like a Blue Yeti or even the PD200W, but keep in mind, this is half the price. So here's my overall opinion. If you care about value the most, my actual recommendation would probably not be the AM8. I think if you're okay with going used, I would buy a used Blue Yeti. If you look on Facebook Marketplace or other places, Blue Yeti is such an old product that there's so many people trying to sell theirs, and you can buy a Blue Yeti for up to $30. And it's extremely versatile and overall just a really good mic. But the problem with that argument is that it is used, you're buying secondhand. So if you want to buy a new microphone, the AM8 is looking like a decent product so far. It's not the best microphone quality, but as you can hear, it's nothing to scoff at either. It's nothing terrible. In fact, it's quite decent. Overall, the AM8 seems like a decent value, especially because it's a new microphone. I think I would be particularly probably more impressed if they were able to get it lower to the $40, and then $30 is when it starts to get like, dang, But at this price, it's not bad. It's not bad at all, and like I said, it's pretty cheap. If this was over 70 bucks, then it's like, okay, but for the price, it's not too bad. So if you're looking for a new microphone and you like this aesthetic, the AM8 does seem to look pretty solid so far. But yeah, so that's kind of where the AM8 kind of lines up for me right now in terms of value, in terms of who would possibly want this microphone. It looks like a pretty standard gaming microphone, or for talking with friends or videos as well. It's not particularly bad for that, as you can hear. But yeah, $55. I probably would no, that's kind of it. If you're going to buy used, if you're willing to pay by used, I'd recommend the Blue Yeti, but I'm no professional audio, so take my advice with a grain of salt. That's just kind of what I know of right now. Anyways, I think that's going to be the video on the FIFINE AM8. I don't think I have much else to say. One thing that the Blue Yeti doesn't do... Oh, actually, you know, I should probably talk about some of the differences between the Blue Yeti and the AM8, because they are not the same microphone, actually, and there might be some other reasons why you might actually choose one of the AM8, even though I would recommend a used one if you could get a Blue Yeti. So, first of all, the FIFINE AM8 actually does have XLR on it. Right here. As you can see, that's not available on the Blue Yeti at all. What's not even available on the Blue Yeti is actually even USB-C. You actually have to use a weird USB Type-B, and I believe it's their own proprietary cable, so it's not even universal. So it's not even your traditional USB Type-C. So if you lose that cable, you're gonna have to buy another one. So you are compromising on things when you do go that route. And if you do want to buy a new Blue Yeti, it's $100, and at that point you're paying twice the price. So yeah. In terms of mic quality, if you're willing to do some tuning and you care about value, I'd recommend that. But for a set it, forget it, and most convenient one, currently the AM8 is serving to be a pretty good value for 55 bucks. I can't really think of any other microphone besides, I think FIFINE has other things on Amazon that's also pretty cheap too. I haven't tested those either, but I've heard they're pretty good for the value, and the AM8 seems to be along that product line, maybe at a little bit of a higher tier, but not by much. So yeah. That's going to be my video on the AM8 FIFINE. Thank you, FIFINE, for sending out to me. Yeah, if you guys want to see more videos on microphones, would appreciate like and sub, but that's up to you whether you do or not. If you have any questions, feel free to leave down in the comments below. But other than that, I think that's going to be my video. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Peace.